Hello, and welcome to the Talking Cover podcast. In this episode, we talk about a couple of filmmakers. I would say that they're fairly different in terms of, well, mainly just quality overall. First, we talk a little bit about M. Night Shyamalan, who, as you know, is not very good at what he does, but there's still a lot to talk about. But the big news being J.J. Abrams has been selected to direct the new Star Wars films. So I think we spend most of the podcast talking about that. We're all huge Star Wars fans, so naturally it gave us a lot to touch on. Album review, Joy Formidable's Wolf's Law? Not Wolf Slaw, but Wolf's Law. So you can get all of our takes on that. I do confess my love may be too strong, but my adoration of one Blake Griffin. I just want to throw that out there beforehand so no one's shocked. And we wrap it all up with a cover of 1979 by Smashing Pumpkins. So check it out.
Signs. I like Signs.
I like Signs. I even thought The Village wasn't awful.
Right. We need to not talk about this.
Are we doing this next week? Oh, okay.
No, we're doing this right now.
Okay, should we bring this closer?
Which is why I didn't come up to your reactions.
And not. I'm so weak. Oh wait.
What is the best thing that ever happened to me?
What is?
This scone.
Oh yeah, wasn't that good? We went to.
Is it a vanilla scone?
We went to Salty's on Alki today. Her parents took us out to brunch. Have you ever been there?
Yeah, Salty's is really good.
Yeah, that's like $50 brunch per person, and it was freaking.
I hope so.
The bomb of the calm.
Wait, you should bring the synth back for colorful commentary.
No.
I think you need a helicopter noise here and a gunshot noise there.
It's my helicopter noise.
All right, Jansen, where's your agenda?
Oh,
I guess Reed's the host. Okay, Reed.
Reed's the host.
Now Reed.
Let's see this.
Wait, first I want to hear about your guys' excursion to Portland to see your man crush, Blake Griffin.
Yes.
Yeah, Reed's man crush.
Yeah.
I saw Reed.
Not Joe's, of course not.
No, I was my eyes were magnetically attached to Blake Griffin.
You could see the hearts on TV.
Yeah, the heart's pouring out of my eyes.
I meant to watch the game. I want to see you just.
Well, yeah, you can actually look at the highlights.
If you watch the highlights, you can see when Blake Griffin dunks, I jump out of my seat and I pump my fist.
Wait, are you serious?
He pumped both fists, actually.
I think it was one, but I had like one. I was like, yeah!
Okay, that's
That's a pretty solid pump.
Yeah, it was pretty legit.
And I kind of went like this.
Yeah,
like on
we were just like, oh! It was,
that's kind of what I did.
It was, I don't know.
It was intense,
awesome.
man.
It was really,
the seats were like four rows behind the Clipper bench. So I mean, I was just so stoked, man. I mean, I've loved the Clippers for a while now.
That's too bad they lost.
Yeah,
by 1 point.
It was such an exciting game, but
yeah, it was a good game though.
Yeah, the thing is, like, Joe is legitimately a Clippers fan. Like, I think
since the beginning
of time.
People,
well, that's the thing. Like, he'll
talk
talk
about... the jersey I wore to the game was Lamar Odom's rookie jersey from when he was a rookie.
Nice.
Yeah,
and it's relevant again. You know. Yeah.
It's true. Well, I just mean, like, I think people think when Joe posts about the Clippers, he's like bandwagon because they're good now and they're always bad. But I remember when we were younger, like, Joe was like Darius Miles was his favorite player. He was just a legitimate Clippers fan. So I was wearing his Quentin Richardson jersey, and most people would be like, Quentin Richardson, wasn't he that guy who played like 10 minutes a game for like after he left LA, you know? I mean, no, he was a good player.
So essentially you're a hipster Clippers fan. You liked them before they were good.
It's true.
Oh yeah.
And no one's going to understand that because they're always going to think you're a bandwagon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I was riding the emotional roller coaster with the team. I was so like into that game. Like Clippers big, like I was a legitimate Clippers fan.
So when we used to play NBA Live and stuff on the Dreamcast, it'd always be Lakers versus Clippers. Obviously, we'd be the Lakers because the Clippers sucked. And so for that reason, I know the Clippers players because I used to play against them.
Was NBA Live on Dreamcast?
Oh, I don't know. No, NBA 2K. Sorry.
Okay.
Whatever it was.
That's right. 2K Sports started on Sega consoles.
Yeah.
That's
I was
weird.
hoping we were gonna.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was thinking NBA Jam in my mind, and that was
No, it was
Super
just
Nintendo.
me and Johnny just used to play NBA 2K.
I think it's essential that we bring up Johnny at least once.
Yeah.
Single time. Or else we should. It's not worth doing this unless we don't bring him up.
Well, he's like our one fan.
Johnny texted me yesterday. It was pretty exciting.
Oh, I talked to Johnny today.
What?
Dang, guys. Lucky.
Joe, did you talk to? Oh,
I know I didn't.
Oh,
I don't even have Johnny's number.
oh we gotta change that.
Oh, here, I'll read it out loud.
Oh, that's a good number.
That was-
John, we
That
didn't.
was stupid, John.
That was really
Why is everything that I say stupid? Oh, by the way, after briefly listening to what we've done in the past, I feel like I may say the word "like" too much. So I give any of you guys permission to just slap me across the face.
If I say it too.
Wow. Don't
I
give
say
But,
it
all right,
too.
but not too hard. Not too hard.
Okay.
But I will take
like a stop it.
like a
Like
What
that.
we can do is have a contest. Whoever says it the most, like, loses something. I don't know
Well,
why.
I
loses something.
I mean, it's
Whoever
just
says
'cause
it
we
the least
both.
wins something.
I know
I'm
that
gonna-
I say it a lot
need
too.
I need
And I'm
conditioning.
sure you do
so
too.
if
I
I use
definitely
if I use the word "like" appropriately,
Okay.
then no, there's no warrant for a slap.
If you
As
use
in,
it,
I like this, not I like this.
but what if you're talking about like instead of just like?
Then I like this. No,
Alright.
that's wrong. Okay, anyway.
I know you guys. You guys will probably miss some opportunities, but I'm sure there will be some.
We'll keep our.
Okay.
We'll keep our.
So now I have to really.
Well, now
think
I
about
can't
when
do this podcast because the whole time I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna be so focused on when's Jansen gonna say like so I can slap him in the face.
See,
We need a buzzer is what we
Yeah.
need. In fact, I have a buzzer. Let me
Or
go
I
get
can
it.
just post
Bye,
edit
Jeff.
this. I can post edit this and just we can.
Yeah.
and Jeff's off to go get a buzzer for real. I hope it actually makes a sound.
It makes a very annoying sound. It makes like a very annoying like sound.
Reed, I know you wanted to talk about Avatar: The Last Airbender next week, but I really want to talk about it now.
I was saying we should split up.
but it's fresh in my brain.
That's fine. Yeah,
It's
No,
fresh in
that's
my brain
fine.
right now.
I didn't
because-
see it, so I can't. I got
Well, after seeing it, I don't know if you should see it.
Yeah.
We said we we're gonna talk about it, so we gotta talk about it. So, Avatar: The Last Airbender,
Directed by.
M. Night
Shyamalan.
Shyamalan. I still want
Shyamalan.
Ding Dong. No.
It's Shyamalan.
The famed director of Sixth Sense.
The Happening. What a great film
Sign.
that was.
What was the one with Bruce Willis, Samuel L. Jackson?
In something.
Unbreakable.
Unbreakable.
That movie's awesome.
Unbreakable.
Yep.
And Lady in the Water, which Holly likes.
You like that movie?
Yes, I love that movie. I'm sorry.
Really? Like, I just didn't understand like how the dude has just like one huge. How the dude has
I forgot
one
about the buzzer.
has one huge arm and one huge leg, and it's like oh, this was destiny.
We'll put that right here. Just pound it.
I think we should stop doing that, or it's gonna get really, really annoying.
Are you saying the English language isn't good enough? Okay, I'm done. Sorry, Joe. Sorry to interrupt you.
Well,
So-
the thing with M. Night movies is that it's like, is basically everything is for a reason, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be like that's a proper use of
Proper
it.
use of it.
It'll be like this dude's arm is huge and his leg is huge and it's for a reason because he can save this girl now because his leg and his arm are huge.
Wait, so he has
know?
one huge arm and one huge leg?
Wait, which one?
Yeah.
Well,
Ask-
that's signs, though, right? Oh no, it is
That's-
Lady in the Water.
Yeah, he
I
works
never-
out one of his arms for some reason, and then in the end, it's like he needed to be doing that all along for everybody to be okay.
Wait, how big are we talking? Like,
Yeah, like one of his arms is like huge, and his other arm's all skinny. It's the stupidest looking thing you'll ever see. But
why?
it's okay if you like that
Was
movie.
he
I'm
born
sorry.
that way?
I don't mean to be trying apart.
Was he born that way or what?
No, he works
No,
out one of
he's
his
an
arms.
experiment.
That movie was
He's just a
universally
weirdo.
hated, so just
Well,
so
she
you
knows
know.
that. But you know what else was? The number 23 with Jim Carrey. Did you see
I never
that?
saw the movie.
Hated
like-
that.
That was like a 3% on Rotten Tomatoes,
Mm-hmm.
but I thought it was amazing when I watched it. I was like, oh, I wonder what people thought of it. I was like, oh,
Amazing?
3%.
That got a 3%. I remember thinking that movie wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I don't know if
Yeah.
it got that low.
Well, maybe not amazing, but I thought...
That's like the Mariah Carey movie low. What was that movie called? She has glitter. That's considered the worst film of all time.
Mariah Carey.
Jansen, that's racist.
I don't know.
Okay, well,
and just watching on American Idol just makes
who saw that? Who saw The Happening though?
I saw that.
Okay.
Yeah, which was originally called The Green Effect.
Which would have made.
Well, that gives everything away then.
Mm-hmm.
Was it a good movie?
Oh no,
that movie's hated
if
also.
Really bad movies are good.
It's
like
worse. It's worse than.
And you got Mark Wahlberg talking in his inflections. Hey, I'm Mark Wahlberg.
It's so true.
Hey, I'm Mark Wahlberg.
What was that sketch? Mark Wahlberg fights
Talks to
farm
animals.
Hey, I was in the movie Invincible. Hey, I made it onto the Jets. Oh God, that was my best Mark Wahlberg impression, and I'm really sorry that I did that.
That was pretty good. The Happening was there was this undercurrent. There was this. So everyone's killing themselves. Something is making everyone kill themselves. That's basically the plot of it.
Yeah, like a guy will just like run a lawnmower, and he's like, "I'm just gonna go lay under that lawnmower right now."
That had that really creepy trailer. I remember.
Yeah,
the trailer was really good.
Yeah, Shyamalan's trailers
they're always great.
are always great.
Yeah,
but the film, there was this storyline going on where Zoe Deschanel was the girl in it. So it was Mark Wahlberg, and they were
was
married.
it kind of a horror movie?
But they kind of posed it like that. Like, it's like this
Oh,
thriller
there
that
was
something is killing the people.
With
Why are
Zoe
people killing
Deschanel?
themselves?
Zoe Deschanel, and she was not great.
Yeah, why would you have her in like a
because it was a bad movie, and so
yeah.
why not have Zoe Deschanel in it?
It seems like he's always able to get great actors and actresses for his movies.
Yeah.
And but it's almost now a joke to see his name in the trailers. You're like,
well, yeah,
oh wow, this movie looks really interesting. Directed by M. Night.
I don't think they even put it on the After Earth.
No,
I didn't even see it.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
Wait, I'm pretty sure they did because I've only seen that trailer once and I knew he was directing.
I think I told you.
Oh, that could have been it too.
Well,
yeah,
I've seen it twice. And I didn't know either time.
With The Last Airbender, like when I saw that trailer, even I thought that
I was just excited.
I thought like I was one of those guys in the movie theater that was like, oh, that looks really good. Like that looks really good. That looks really good.
So none of us have seen the cartoon, right? I've seen.
Yeah, I've seen the cartoon now after watching the movie.
My sister's a big fan of the cartoon. I have some friends that are big fans of it. And it's supposed to kind of be that anime that's not actually from Japan.
It's not.
It's
from
Nickelodeon
America.
from here.
Yeah.
But it was supposed to be like almost like competitor. Mm-hmm. And apparently it was insanely popular that they had to make a movie out of it. Mm-hmm. And Joe, you'd already watched it way before us. Mm-hmm. I sat down and watched it yesterday, and it got so bad I had to stop it 3/4 the way through.
Oh man, it gets so good in the end.
It gets so good.
It gets so good.
What did I miss? What did I miss that made it
like
so
there's just like
good?
this huge tsunami that comes and almost wipes out all of humanity, and for some reason, how do they pronounce his name in the movie? Ong.
Ong.
Yeah, in the movie they call him Ong, and he's just like he figures out his powers and he stops it.
So Ong is the Avatar. He's the one that possesses the powers of the four
Last
nations.
Airbender?
He is the Last Airbender.
He's from the Air Nation. There's air, fire, water, and earth.
And heart.
There's not heart. the worst power to summon Captain Planet.
Basically, his people were genocided, and he was frozen in a block of ice, and then he woke up, and he's the last of his kind.
Oh yeah. So the way some kids in the Water Nation, the only two white kids there.
Yeah, it's for some reason in the movie they're all white.
Yeah,
all the main characters.
Which is really terrible. Also, I mean,
each nation has a distinct race, and then they just throw white people in there for whatever reason. It's super
especially
weird.
because the cartoons, they're pretty ambiguous, like pretty definitely not white.
I get the sense of Japanese, but I mean.
But I think it's. I mean, it's pretty ambiguous what exactly it is, but it's not just blue-eyed, blonde, white guys.
But if it's like, how anime, they make...
Almost be like, yeah.
Well, they make their character... We think they look like Japanese characters. They're making them to look like white people.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if it's like... Does it look like... I haven't watched it.
Well,
so
I don't know. It just seems like they went out to an distinct effort to make each nation...
especially M. Night.
It's just the Hollywood thing to make the main characters white, which is unfortunate.
But even then, they made certain tribes just certain races of people, and then randomly they throw in. Yeah, it's just weird. But so they find this sphere, this frozen sphere that the main character, the Avatar, and it's like whoever wrote this had like a distinct action for these people to be doing, but they're not actually doing that action. They're saying these lines and doing like the complete opposite of what they probably should be doing. Like the sphere rises out of the ground and they're like, don't go hit that sphere. Katara, whatever her name is, and then she goes and hits the sphere with her little pick for whatever reason, and then it explodes. And
then it explodes.
Why? Why?
Why did she do that?
Like, oh, there's this giant thing that probably shouldn't be here. Let's go hit it.
And then you have to picture this from my perspective. When I first watched this, I had not seen the cartoon, and then all of a sudden a flying bison comes out of nowhere, and they don't even explain it. They don't say what it is. They never even say it's a bison.
Oh no, they call it bison once, and they say it floats. Okay. That's all they say.
And I was just like, yes, like thank you so much for doing this, because it was the best moment of watching movies in my entire life.
By the way. Flying bison.
Yeah, there's just a flying bison for no reason.
The main mode of transportation, apparently, it can travel all the way across the world, no problem.
And in the cartoon, when I watched that, is like so well explained and really made sense. You know.
Wait. Now, here's the most important question: was there a twist at the end?
I don't even remember.
Did M. Night deliver a twist? Because it's not it's not an M. Night movie unless there's a twist.
Did we watch the end? I don't think we.
There was no twist.
Yeah.
No, it just.
Well, because he failed. You know, it was a failure right off the bat.
The whole movie was supposed to be kind of like they took like the main bullet points of what happens in the cartoon and try to make it into a movie.
I think they did there's 3 seasons in the cartoon and they made season 1 of the movie basically.
Oh, okay.
Another huge disappointment is Dev Patel, who plays Zuko, who's kind of like the bad guy that I guess kind of becomes good guy.
Yeah, you know who?
He's from Slumdog Millionaire, and he's like, after seeing that, I think like this kid's great. Like, he's done an awesome job. And then seeing him in this and being such a huge disappointment.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear some cool trivia?
Yes.
Zuko's voice in the cartoon is Rufio.
What?
Yeah. From Hook.
What's that guy's actual name?
Yeah, because in the cartoon he has kind of a lisp or something. It's kind of
weird.
weird.
Rufio, yeah. It's Rufio, though.
Rufio. Oh, now I need to watch Hook.
Hook, that's a movie that I think Rotten Tomatoes is like 40%, but I don't think I've met anybody that doesn't like that movie.
Well, there's a lot of... I've watched it in a film studies class, and there's a lot of things wrong with it. But, inconsistencies. But then you look at it as, like, they did so much cool stuff. Like, to make a successful movie... Like, basically, like, creating this storyline out of such an iconic storyline and then continuing it is really hard to do. Yeah. And...
Hey, that's kind of like... ties back into the Avatar thing.
They took this storyline and just made it shitty.
Yeah. Back to M. Night, like, I didn't see Avatar. I haven't seen a few of his... And I know that he's terrible now. But the thing is, like, at the very least, like, he deserves some props because he does write... original story. Like, he writes, he directs. They may be bad, but at least he's not always searching for things to adapt all the time. Like, as much as I love Chris Nolan,
it's adaptations. You're right.
I mean, he wrote Inception and Memento. Those were like totally out of his brain. But Batman, he pulled so many. Like most directors, they have source material. So I think at least M. Night deserves credit for trying to be original.
Did he write Signs?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think he's
all of his early ones. I think he did.
All of his.
I don't really know about this Will Smith one that's coming up. I don't know who wrote that.
I don't know if Lady in the Water.
I like him because I like his early movies, and I think he did that, and he has.
Sorry, go back. Sorry, go ahead.
I think he's got it in him. I don't like. It's one of those things. I want to hear an interview with him and find out what's actually going on. Why he makes worse movies every movie is worse than the previous one. I don't understand that.
Because he makes
Avatar is the worst one, I think. Can we come to that consensus?
Well, I didn't see The Happening, but apparently The Happening is really bad.
It is. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Avatar is worse because it looks awesome, but the movie is so.
Yeah, and I think people were looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So. It's just I just want to know what's going through his brain, and
well, I mean, like,
I hope if this Will Smith movie turns out to be like the coolest movie of all time,
I
would be really happy for
the
him.
Greatest film.
I love the chemistry between him and his kid.
They're great.
Pursuit of Happiness, I thought was a great movie.
Yeah, but that kid was like 7 years old then. Now he's a teenager.
And he's done a couple songs now. He's got
his daughter has the
whip your hair back and forth.
Yeah, she's filthy. I don't even care.
No, that song's catchy as hell. Even though I haven't heard
she didn't write it,
time.
but it's awesome.
I think that's cool. I think it's cool to be that he's working with his kid.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure they will have decent chemistry. They have to.
Oh sure.
Yeah.
Movies.
Well, speaking of directors, oh my god.
Wait, yeah, that's the bigger thing.
This is our new transition. Speaking of directors, I guess that's gonna mean all of our episodes have to just focus in one little area. Otherwise, it'd be too hard to transition. What does everyone think of J.J. Abrams taking over the Star Wars franchise?
I like
Film
it.
franchise.
I think it'll be good.
All right, I'm super excited. I get excited over every Star Wars release, and I'm just brokenhearted every time.
Aren't you a little bit like? Look, I'm a huge JJ fan. I love Lost, which he started. I love Star Trek. I love Super 8, Cloverfield. But he did Mission Impossible 3 too, which was also a great movie.
I think. Well, I don't.
But aren't you at all like a little bit like, okay, this is maybe super nerdy, but it's like Star Trek and Star Wars, they've always kind of had these, I mean, they've been kind of like their own, like they need to have their sharp differences, I feel
but
like.
I think he's smart enough to know that.
And I agree.
I think,
but aren't you a little bit like, well, what if visually it's going to look the same because of the lens flares and everything that is his?
I have a feeling he's not going to do that. I think he's going to actually pay respect to the original trilogy. I know you can't recreate that exact same look, but I think he's going to take that as inspiration, realize how bad the prequels were, and say, oh, I need to go for that more organic. I think he brings a huge organic feel to a lot of stuff that he does. He's going to take that into account and go, it's going to look more like the original trilogy than the prequels. And he doesn't want to copy Star Trek. He knows people will see that and bitch about it.
You know, I read that the reason he took on Star Trek is because he was never a fan of Star Trek.
Yeah, he wasn't.
And so he didn't really care. He just wanted to put his thing and see if he could do it. Mm-hmm. And I heard they offered him the Star Wars role early on, and he rejected it.
Mm-hmm. Probably a smart move.
He said, "I'm too big of a fan. I can't do this. This is too much of a deal." And then for whatever reason, now he changed his mind.
Dude, I mean,
it's called money.
It
is probably called the green,
but
he has enough of that.
No, he's got integrity.
But
maybe they gave him a plot line that he liked, or they gave him whatever. Like,
well, it's guy from Toy Story 3 that's writing it.
He's able to get a really good writer on board. So I think
Toy Story 3, right?
I think it's going to be excellent, but I do understand anyone who's a little bit like, well, I understand the uber nerds that are going to be like, you can't have the same. It would be like having the Kirk. I mean, it wouldn't be like this, but like, what if they had Kirk be Luke Skywalker? Like, something like
William
that.
Shatner.
Yeah.
Because I was reading the IGN. I was reading the IGN message boards just to like see like how much of an like.
Speaking of uber nerds.
Thank you.
Sorry.
To see how.
What? Jensen.
Yeah, to see what the uber nerds were really saying about this, and they are so mad.
They're mad, really?
Yeah, they're like, I'd say probably half.
Well, it's because
for that reason.
But
because
for
that reason,
you have the Star Trek and the Star Wars people that are so separated; they don't want to see that overlap.
Exactly.
Why?
Yeah,
that's a dumb reason.
It is, but
I understand from their nerdy perspective though, is that they're gonna really they're really worried that it's gonna just look like like what he did with Star Trek.
Yeah,
that's what they think it's gonna look like.
What is there to lose? At this point,
there's nothing to lose.
Nothing,
What is there to
can't
lose?
get worse.
Yeah, because he's one of the best sci-fi directors, so you might as well have him do it.
Yeah.
The way I see it is, I think Disney does because it's owned by Disney now. They do a good job, and I don't think it's going to be as memorable or as iconic as the original Star Wars trilogy. But what I think it'll do is it will be an entertaining,
just like Star Trek,
and
faithful.
Take focus off the prequels.
Exactly.
Well, let's
make us forget about that. It's probably not going to be
a prequel, or what is it supposed to be?
This is going to be after. And I think they're still writing
after all the movies.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because it's it's 1 through there'll be 9.
Yeah, nobody knows if it's gonna take because the thing about Star Wars is there's a whole wiki devoted to things that happen afterwards.
The
there are
Wikipedia.
hundreds of books that people have written. Yeah. There's canon stuff, and it's all terrible.
Yeah, a lot of the books.
A lot of them.
Jeff and I read the books.
Oh, God, I mean, we were like 8 years old one time. Yeah, we read all those books.
Oh, I didn't read one. I didn't read one last week.
You did? What did
I
you
did.
read last
I
week?
did.
But yeah, I've heard a lot of people think it's just going to be something brand new that no one knows, and maybe they'll bring on like the old actors.
That's what I was going to wonder.
Harrison Ford is old, but he could still do it for sure.
Mm-hmm. He could.
Mark Hamill, I think he could if he put himself into the role. Carrie Fisher doesn't even look like herself anymore.
She doesn't look good.
So maybe I don't even.
And there's no fixing that.
Chewbacca, you get Chewbacca, and they could get the...
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Well,
what does Billy D. Williams look like? Maybe he can come back.
He's still around. I mean, all these guys, they're still around.
And that's the good thing is that they're still alive. They're still around. I think if they put in like a year of whatever they need to
to get back into form.
Frank
They
Oz
could do
still
it.
alive?
No.
He's dead.
He died.
But they've been doing Yoda movies without him, so.
Yeah.
He
not
put
well.
Spock into Star Trek, right?
What?
Wait, what?
Yeah, Leonard Nimoy had a little.
Which I thought was great. And I know a lot of people didn't like Star Trek, but I think it was a genius idea to basically create a whole new Star Trek storyline by having
Change the time.
having Spock, the original Spock, come from the future.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Sorry if anyone hasn't seen Star Trek, but it was a great idea. And I
4
know
years old.
I was never a Trekkie. I watched Next Generation with my mom when I was super young. But since I wasn't that devoted of a fan, I thought it was a great idea. So now they can do whatever they want and not piss anyone off.
That's a great idea.
Right, and most Star Trek fans totally appreciated it, and I think
If they did that with Star Wars, I would be happy too. If they did a reboot of Star Wars, I think a lot of people would hate that. But
people might poop their pants too.
that.
But I would think it'd be. What did they do? My pee their pants?
No, there might be a lot of poop like in the theater if that happens.
I'm trying to imagine that, and they get like people to recreate like Harrison Ford and Mark Hamill and all of them. I don't know if I could stand.
What if they rebooted? If they rebooted the prequels, we'd all be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no. That way you make me happy. The only way you can make me happy is to burn those movies, and
that's what I mean.
Just the whole idea of those are all so bad. In the
that's what I mean. Just redo the whole thing.
That's why
with a different story.
I always say Knights of the Old Republic, the game, like you could make a very compelling film using it's more than just brand recognition. So you just need Jedi, you need lightsabers, you need a little Yoda, you need Wookiees. There's just a few ingredients you need, and then it's automatically a Star Wars film. So just take those things and then make a totally new sci-fi film. And I think people will appreciate that.
As long as it's got characters that people care about. Because that was,
that
was the problem with the prequels. Is nobody cared about any of those characters.
Yeah.
Because they were terribly written.
Yeah, everything was bad.
Everything was bad. And the sand was so coarse and it gets everywhere.
But not like here. Everything is so smooth.
Sand is so coarse. And it gets everywhere. Not like you.
Hayden, will you, I'm going to want you to just, rub your finger on her. Yeah,
that's good.
Just like that.
That's
Rub your finger on her back.
I'm trying... Have you guys all seen the Red Letter Media review of all the prequels?
Yeah.
Which one is that? Is that the girl we're talking about?
Yeah. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
I've watched those repeatedly, and
Jackson in this movie.
I can't help it.
That was good. That was really good.
No, you got to look up the Red Letter Media reviews of each of those movies. I mean, it's like a full-on, hour and a half review of each one going. And it's,
where he breaks.
It's so hilarious.
Conversion of board.
When he breaks down Qui-Gon and Jinn's character, it is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Because he actually does explain why so many of the characters in this movie or in these three movies are so flat.
Yeah, same with Obi-Wan. You're just seems like he just complain. All he does is just complain, and he keeps playing that drop of him just going, "What? What?" And it's he doesn't do anything in the movie. It's true. He's just like this kind of moody guy that's just there.
But he makes a good point. I think he says that Obi-Wan should have been the main character throughout all the prequels. Yeah. But they didn't do that, and now they made everyone the main character.
You could have totally built
they all just sucked.
If it was all about Obi-Wan,
from his perspective,
everyone would have loved it because it was Ewan McGregor anyway.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's they wanted to make it Anakin, but what was it? Jamie Floyd. That kid sucked in The Phantom Menace, and Hayden Christensen sucked in. Yeah,
they cast the two literally the worst people you could.
I'm not a slave. I'm a real person, and my name's Anakin.
I was reading. I can't.
Those lines are bad too, though. Whoever wrote those.
That's why Natalie Portman's everyone's.
Whoever acted as Anakin in The Phantom Menace, I was reading something his life is ruined. He said he was like, yep, I can't go anywhere with anybody talking about that, and he knows
he's received death threats too.
Yeah.
I watched an interview with him, dude. It's sad.
Gosh.
It's sad.
Well, does he look the same?
He's just fatter and older.
He's just got a moon face. He's just got a big old moon face.
Oh, that poor guy.
Oh, no.
I do feel bad for him. I do feel bad for him.
Kid. You can't really blame him for.
I do.
I mean,
you ruined my life. You ruined my life.
We were in 5th grade when that came out.
I know.
Yeah, I loved it, man. I watched it. I was like, The Phantom Menace was awesome. Remember Darth Maul and his double lightsaber?
It was the pod rays and the lightsaber thing.
Yeah,
but then you look back and all that was so pointless.
Darth Maul is like the worst villain. You're just like, he doesn't even say anything.
Oh, well, you know what? You do know he comes back in the books. Even though he's sawed in half, he gets a spider robotic underbody.
Oh, good.
And he lives on fighting the Jedi.
Yeah, see, that's how stupid this universe is.
Oh my god.
Just in case you're curious whatever happened to him, he didn't die.
Neither did Boba Fett.
Oh yeah,
neither did Boba Fett.
Chewbacca gets killed by a moon falling on him. What else?
Is that for real?
Yes.
Oh, my life is ruined.
An entire moon?
The entire moon of Endor
falls. What was it? Like the gravity of some moon becomes too high.
Don't kick the table.
It's just awful, and yeah.
Only an entire
In the
moon.
books,
Oh my god,
wait,
so
in
great.
books for children, they kill Chewbacca.
Not all of them are for children.
It's
Some
not really
are more
for
mature.
it's like young adult. It's very young adult. They're not children, but
Alright, you guys need to continue this because I'm out.
Oh, the Emperor gets cloned like 55 times.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So does Luke, and Luke's name is Luke with like 6 U's. His clone.
Oh, and the best part, like, don't forget about the books that are in between the original movies. Like Luke falls in love with like an evil
Mara Jade.
Dash
Rendar.
I would love to see 55 emperors floating around shooting lightning everywhere.
Oh, and you know that? Hold on. Here's the best part. You know that robot?
You don't deserve
Do you remember that
this
bounty hunter
power.
robot? And I think it was in Empire Strikes Back. Where they have
IG-88?
the bounty hunters. That
IG-88.
robot. You see him for
The
like 2 seconds.
ICP something?
IG-88.
Yes, IG-88.
ICP.
So
Insane
he
Clown
gets-
Posse.
I've read his backstory.
He has
too.
like 6 clones himself.
Yep.
Why are there
and-
so many clones?
Everyone's
He's gotta take them all out.
And so, he wants to destroy the universe. So he's like, oh, the best way to do this is if I download my brain into the Death Star, and then I can destroy every planet. And he downloads
my
his brain
God.
into the Death Star
That's fantastic.
5 seconds before it explodes.
Yeah. So what you didn't know during the Return of the Jedi is that
The Death Star was that robot.
and he explodes like, my life is over.
Yeah.
I now understand what
So-
humans are like.
So this is what JJ has to go up against, and he's gonna be better than
Yeah,
that.
that's
So.
oh man.
So there's nothing to lose, as Holly said.
I'm sure there's a lot more Star Wars content that we'll be able to go into forever. There's endless amounts.
This should just be the new Star Wars podcast. Let's talk about as new
All-
things come
all-
out.
That's what I was saying. We could so.
Oh,
easily
did you
do a
see?
full
And there's a picture. There's a rebel pilot who has just a horse head. Hold on, I'll show you the picture.
I don't know.
Oh,
Alright, well, that's a good.
Just
place.
a horse head?
Well, he has the head of a horse.
Oh.
That's a good place to wrap this part.
Okay.
We'll
Now
save,
that
we'll
Jeff-
save all the gold Star Wars stuff that we have later. We might have to wait for this picture
I'm
of
gonna go.
of the horse face rebel.
And that's the name of the podcast.
The Horseface Rebel. Wait.
Nice.
All right. Wait.
All right, we were gonna talk about.
That one.
Maybe I'll just slap this in somewhere, or maybe I won't.
What?
Slap it in the middle. But okay, Joy Formidable. What was the album called?
Wolf's Law.
Joy Formidable. Wolf's Law. Review. Jeff, go.
So yeah, I thought this was a good album. I like this band.
Jansen, go.
Joe, go.
I didn't listen to it, so I give it a 10 out of 10.
So honest.
Well, the blood. No, fuck.
No. Wait. So I was excited for this album because I was a big fan of their first album, A Big Roar. What was the big single off that one was
Is
Worrying.
this their second album?
This is their second album.
That was only like a couple years old.
Like
right?
Worrying, Heavy Advocates, those were like some big songs off the first album.
Mhm.
It's a 3-piece band. I think they're from Wales, and the lead guitarist and singer is. Oh my gosh!
Wow.
That's
It's a rebel
real
pilot
thing.
with a horse
Oh
head.
my
God. When you hear about how like grandiose and bombastic this band is, I mean, it just like it's a woman that headed this band, and
Yeah.
what you don't see is, I mean, there's obviously lead singer and guitarist women out there, but it's more of an unsung thing that you wish you'd see more.
Mm-hmm.
And her name's Ritzy, and I think she just kills it. She's like just goes super. If you ever watch her like in concert, she just goes crazy on the guitar.
It's cool.
Yeah, we
And
saw
she's got
her
a
at
great voice.
Sasquatch.
Oh yeah.
We were in a.
Oh, yeah.
We saw them, but like, what was weird at that concert was, I think Jansen and I both were like, the sound just was bad.
Oh, so bad.
So we were up on the hill, and I was like, wow, they weren't very good. And then a buddy of ours who was down in the pit watching it. He came up and he was like, "Wow, that was the best show I've seen here so far." I was like, "Really?"
It was Clint, right? Yeah.
Well, yeah, I didn't know if we wanted to use it.
It was.
Yeah, it was beep.
Well,
it was Clint.
It was.
Clint, who's awesome. And Clint came up, he's like, "Dude, that was amazing." And we were like, "I don't know, like, it sounded kind of bad up here." And then for the rest of the day, it's just, the sound was just not good.
It was one of those crappy speakers that
Yeah.
just sound blown out. But yeah, I mean, they're pretty, I don't want to call them like prog rock or anything, but they do just kind of like go off on jam sessions if you ever watch them live and just kind of take it.
Yeah.
Very reminiscent actually of Muse, who I will probably compare them to a lot. And they even were touring with Muse earlier this year.
Makes sense.
Oh, let's get a review of your Muse concert next week.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll talk about that in my strong
we can
thoughts
talk a
towards
lot
that.
about Muse next week.
Okay.
But yeah, it's crazy to see another 3-piece band that's able to put out that much noise.
Yeah, they were loud.
And yeah, I like the album. I don't know if I liked it as much as the first album. What was some of the songs? The latter is ours.
Yeah,
There
the
was
first
one-
song's good.
What was the song I said? There was one
Little
song.
Blimp.
Yeah, Little Blimp. It sounded so Smashing Pumpkins to me.
And I like the Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah,
Yes.
it sounded
What?
super.
Smashing Pumpkins?
Oh,
Isn't that weird how we're maybe gonna...
We already covered that earlier.
well, we're
Yes,
going to
we've
cover that
covered it.
right after we're done talking.
Yeah.
We don't know how to play it yet.
Good. Okay. I'm not gonna review it. I did listen to it. I
You
don't
said
want to
you
be.
did-
I don't want to be unfair about it. It's just not really.
You didn't get it.
No, it's just that I can't. There's only so many bands with strictly power chords that I can handle.
But she doesn't play that many power
What are you
chords.
talking about? Every single song is power chords.
I don't know. Every time I've seen her, it's been. Right, you're right. She just plays power chords.
It's fun.
But
It's not. I'm not saying she can only play. I just mean they're a band like a Foo Fighters, like some of those bands that stick mainly to power chords, and I feel like I've heard enough of those bands that I'm not really gonna give them that much time.
I would say give it another shot. I don't. Yeah, once again, like it is a lot of noise. I find it even really hard to listen to both their albums. It's just a lot to take in, a lot of noise to take in.
But
But when you're in the right mood, and especially if you're going for like a crazy show, this would be it.
it's good to have more Welsh bands. Super Furry Animals.
Right,
They're
they're
one of my
Welsh?
favorites.
I'm
and
pretty
they're
sure they're
Welsh.
from Wales,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna hate myself if I'm wrong about
Yeah,
that.
that sucks. We'll do a correction.
I just think all people from the UK are the same. Clearly.
It's true.
All right, fine. We could at least give it a rating. Scale 1 to
Rating.
10. We already know Joe gave it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
You
Give it
can
a
just
10 out of
sense
10.
its aura and how good it is. Jeff, all right, if you had to give it a scale 1 to 10,
Uh,
or how many babies you'd punch in order to...
I don't
No,
like
we-
that
we
rating.
shot
That's a dumb
that down.
rating. That's a stupid.
I was
rating.
really hoping that would catch on.
I would never punch any babies for anything.
Okay.
Stupid
There's nothing I would do that for. I would say I'll give it.
Not even need a Depeche Mode album?
I'll give it an 8. What? No. What?
All right, an 8. I would give it...
If we do points, I'll give it a 7.6.
a 7.6?
Yeah. I don't think it's quite an 8.
I'll give it a 7.8.
I'll give it a 5 for lack of originality. What? Burn! No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
How long do we talk?
That's like 36 minutes.
Hey, not
36.
bad.
Perfect.
Not bad, guys. Way to go.
And that was so flowy.
Flowy.
It's a rude awakening.
This is Wookiee Magic, playing 1979 by the Smashing Pumpkins. Cue it! Shakedown 1979. Cool kids never have the time. On a live wire right up off the street, you and I should meet. Jukebox skipping like a stone, with headlights pointed at the dawn. We're sure we'll never see an end to it all. And I don't even shake these zipper blues. We don't know just where our bones will rest to dust, I guess, forgotten and absorbed by the earth alone. Dig across the bacon and the board. Then I'll show just what we have in store. More feet, the city slipping down to see. We don't even care, restless as we are. Feel the hope in the land of 1,000 gifts and porcelain lands, lamented and assured to the lights town below. Faster than the speed of sound, faster than the thought we'd go beneath the sound of Justine never knew the rules. Hung down with the freaks and fools. Apologies never need be made. I know you better than you fake it to see. We don't even care to shake these zipper blues. We don't know just where our bones will rest to dust, I guess, forgotten and absorbed the earth below. The street heats the urgency of now. As you see, there's no one around.
Call it.
Yeah, that's good.